Okay, this is exciting because, like you've heard me say so many times before, there's a couple of oils that are just my all-time favorite. And this one to me is one that if I was ever to go to a third world country, it would be my go-to oil, and I would definitely feel comfortable taking those type of trips. So, but I use it for everything. I have over 120 ways that we've used Thieves, and you've heard Michelle and I talk many times about the different events that we've hosted and how we could talk for hours and hours and hours about Thieves. So, as far as my go-to oil, Thieves is definitely the one. So, Thieves actually allows me the ability to know that if I have anything going on that's anti-viral, it's an antiviral, it's antibacterial, and it's antifungal. So to me, if anything happens on vacation, when you're going away, you always know that you have this. So, for example, with our children, my boys, if they ever got sick or a cold or a cough or a sore throat while you're away, a lot of times that can really put a hamper on your vacation time. So, what's so beautiful about Thieves is it's also ingestible. So you can take it and actually put it inside you instead of just topically. So that's the other benefit about Young Living essential oils. They're therapeutic grade, so they're pure, and you're able to ingest them. A lot of the stuff that's at the health food store is really just aromatic. So you're able to, smell it, but you can't ingest it because a lot of them are synthetic, and so they're not for consumable use. They're only for aromatic. So be very, 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 very careful when you're buying essential oils. That's why I trust Young Living essential oils for the last 15 years for myself and my family. I know that it's therapeutic grade. I know that the quality of the oil is therapeutic grade. So I've even put it inside their shoes when they were little, when their feet were stinky, or if they're going to school, and it never seems to fail that they go back to school and they start to get sick again. So I put it in their shoes to help prevent them from getting sick. Rub it on their feet if they got sick. We can also ingest it. We can diffuse it, and they can breathe it in. So there's so many different ways to use the oil, but I'm just going to name a couple of the actual ingredients because it's a blend, and the difference between single oils. So, for example, peppermint, that's a single essential oil, whereas Thieves is a blend. So the blend consists of clove, lemon, cinnamon bark, eucalyptus, and rosemary. And so the reason that they call it Thieves, which is great, is back many, many, many years ago when the bubonic plague existed. Folks were dying, and what was happening is people were robbing them of whatever was on them. So what happened was these thieves actually were robbing folks, and when they got arrested, they were asked, well, why didn't you die? Because you were exposed to these folks that died. And they said, we'll give you a lesser sentence if you actually tell us how you were able to protect yourself. And they basically explained their family background, and they had parents that were in this type of occupation, and they actually would put this combination of oils on their body to protect themselves from getting sick. So that's how Thieves got its name. A lot of folks always ask me, Laura, why is it called Thieves? And that's why. Another thing that I use Thieves for when we go on vacation is I will put a couple of drops in a spray bottle, and I will spray it in the bathrooms. I'll spray it on the pillows. I'll spray it in the air ducts and the air vents. We also have a Thieves spray that already comes pre-mixed. But many times when I'm on a vacation, I only can take so many different things. So I know that if I have my Thieves essential oil, I can even just make my own little spray bottle as well. But for convenience sake, we also do carry the Thieves spray bottle. Another nice thing with Thieves is my son was a sports athlete at both the high school level and the college level, and he would spray Thieves in his locker, on the bench in the locker room, on his helmet, inside his helmet, on his equipment, because there was several MRSA outbreaks, and he was able to protect himself from getting MRSA. Also, when he was hospitalized, I brought all my different oils with me, and Thieves was definitely one of them, and I sprayed them in his hospital room to also protect him against other germs and viruses that were in the hospital. And then lastly, I'll share you again. I could talk for over 2 hours, literally, on so many ways you can use Thieves. So be sure to also sign up to get our 120 ways to use Thieves, and we also have an actual webinar that we've done. Actually, it was a telecall that is over an hour long that gives you all those 120 different ways that we use it. But after Superstorm Sandy, this was my go-to oil for helping my first responders, my Sandy survivors, my Sandy caretakers that were in the trenches, and I would give them Thieves. I would put it on a napkin, put it in a plastic bag. I would also give it to them with the masks so that when they would go into homes and do search and rescue, or when they were demolishing homes, they were dealing with a lot of mold. And because Thieves is antifungal, we were able to use that and protect your lungs. And so many folks were going to the hospital, and the hospital was not diagnosing them properly. They were thinking, they had some sort of bacteria or, lung infection. And it turned out that they actually were developing fungus inside their lungs. So a lot of my friends, I would tell them, definitely put on the soles of your feet, ingest it if you're starting to get a cough. And it would really help them tremendously, because I had so many folks that were telling me that they were sick for months with this chronic cough. And, I truly attribute that to, the amount of fungus and mold that was in the air. And that's what a lot of people don't realize after a natural disaster is, what is your go-to first aid kit? What does that look like? And for me, my first aid kit includes many different Young Living essential oils. So that's just a short version of some of the great ways that we use Thieves. I'll just share one last one because I can't help myself. Cleaning the counters. How many times do we clean the counters a day, and how many times do we have different meats or things that have bacteria on them? So what I love to do is I have my Thieves cleaner, which is a separate product that Young Living offers, and I do my laundry with it, but I also can take a little capful and make my own spray bottle, and I spray the counters with it instead of using toxic chemicals, which really tax your female hormones. A lot of folks don't realize that you tax your hormone level, and you tax your adrenals and your estrogen levels and all of that with using harsh chemicals. So we as females tend to overclean. So to me, I much rather use a natural product. And what's nice about these is it's been proven scientifically that it can keep killing bacteria, viruses, and fungus for up to 2 weeks after it's been applied. So how cool is that you can clean your countertop and know that it's still staying clean, that it's still killing bacteria? How about when you have little munchkins and they're crawling on the floor when they're infants, and you just wash the floor with Thieves? And how cool is it to know that that also is still keeping your floors bacteria free? It's also pet friendly, so even if the pets walk on it, not like a lot of those other things that you wipe on the floor, there's no chemical in it, so it can't hurt the dog or cat's paws. So just keep that in mind. Again, that was my last one. Sorry, I can't help myself. One of my all-time favorite products as far as the essential oils is Thieves.